Welcome back, Chicago! It's the Basement Sports Chop. I'm simply your boy Al. No other introduction needed. Next, it's what Chicago is waiting on. That real chop, that grown man chop. We getting with the boys on the gridiron, on the hardwood. The NBA. Yes, sir. And Chicago. I know y'all feeling it. This is that year. I got up here with me former Fenwick High School basketball coach, Ken Howard. Just call him True, and we're going to keep it real. Everybody, what's up? Is this that year? Is this that year that the bullies go through?
Yes, it is.
Is this that year? True, it's all about the bullies. It's all about the bullies. The city is feeling this is that year. Do they have what it takes?
It depends. It depends on what number one gonna do. You know, they only gonna go as far as he take them. So
number one, so let's get real chop right now. You concerned with number one? Are you concerned?
Yeah, I mean everybody is, right? I mean,
yeah.
You know, coming back from two serious injuries like that, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to work your way back into a rhythm. But you know, you got to string a couple games together first before you start having championship aspirations. At least that's my take on it.
Right.
You know, the Bulls seem to have they have a system in which they can always plug in a guy that can be productive, and he'll be all right. But to regular season is a whole different game than the playoffs. So, you know, what happens through 82 games doesn't mean jack squat once the first round of the playoffs start. And teams are built for success in the playoffs. And without a healthy number one, the Bulls ain't going.
Now, we at Reds. We're on 69th and Stony. This is his hood. These are his people. A lot's been talked about. Up or down, in and out, can you count on them or not? I'm going to let you know, I'm a Rose guy. I'm a D Rose guy. I stand behind him, always have been. I believe in D Rose. I believe he's going to be there when they need him in May.
I hope so. I really hope that this is a plan and an agenda that the Bulls have to preserve them for what's really important down the line. Nobody cares about the Bulls versus the Milwaukee Bucks in October, November, December. But, you know, when they match up in the first round against Washington or whoever, Toronto, whoever they're going to see, you're going to have a healthy D Rose in uniform. And that's the only way that they bring the hardware back to the shop.
With D Rose or without D Rose, there's a guy. There's a guy on the other side of Lake Erie that you're going to have to deal with. You're going to need D Rose. You're going to have to deal with that brother on the other side of Lake Erie. Can the Bulls get with him?
Yeah. You talking about
none other than the King.
Yeah,
none other than the King.
Man, you know, here's the thing. I think, you know, and same thing. They got a point guard situation over there too. And until Uncle Drew fall in line, it don't matter what King talking about, because he ain't gonna get the ball in crunch time.
You know, you are exactly right. Uncle Drew's a talented brother, He gets 2 scores like he's never had before, and his assists per game go down. His assists per game, he's taking more shots.
Well, what was that? He went 6 quarters that one time without an assist.
Yeah.
Now you got 2 of the best scorers in the NBA. You're not even trying to drop it down, Uncle Drew. You're jumping off the wrong leg, you know, shooting balls off the side of the backboard. You know, his numbers look terrific. But his teammates, I don't know. You know, they'll be a work in progress for at least a year, I believe. So this is the time. The window for the Bulls to go is right now.
Cavs won't do anything but get better. But there's some payback in the house. Payback. 2013, Bullies, they out in the semifinal to Kang and Weezy 4-1. 2012, the number 1 seed in the East, lost to the Sixers, marred by injuries, Rose and Noah. In 11, Kang and Weezy took them out again at the number 1 seed. And in 2010, they lost to Kang and Weezy. Kang and the Cavs, I'm sorry. But, so this is the year. If you're going to get through LeBron James, if you're the Chicago Bulls, if you're going through that door, this is the year you go through the door. But make no mistake about it, Uncle Drew is having all the freedom in the world he wants right now. Come April, the king is going to say, give me that ball. We going through.
He might, but it might be too late. You know, practice makes perfect, and perfect practice makes perfect. So, you know, by the time he decides to step up and do his thing, you know, if the Bulls have a stamp on the NBA at that time, it might be too late. It's going to take a little bit of time for them to form that chemistry and to gel together as a unit. And, I mean, I believe that right now, the way that the NBA is set up, it's a perfect storm for the Bulls to run away with the prize. So
I think this is the year of the Bulls. I think they have everything that they need. They're built from the inside out.
Yeah.
They're bigs, they're built from the inside out. The bigs control the lane, control the backboards, and then the defense on the perimeter. Number one has to be that guy. Without number one, you don't go through them. He's not going to allow a team without Derrick Rose to go through him.
And they finally had low post scoring,
right,
with Gasol. You know, that was one of the weaker areas in the Bulls lineup, and I think they finally found a way to plug up that gap. So, you know, all that's needed now is just repetition and a lot of time on the floor. You know, getting the guys reps and getting shots and just trying to get them to come together as a team.
Now, as presently stated, the Bulls are number 7 defensively in the league. Cavs are number 8. Make no mistake about it. I don't care what the Raptors are doing. I don't care what the Wizards are doing. I like them. Atlanta, they play well. I like all those teams. I watch them. But in April, it's the Bulls and the Cavs. And that's the way it's going to be. Now, any surprises this year in the East? The Raptors, the Wizards with the addition of Paul Pierce.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm really impressed with the maturation of John Wall. I think he finally got a handle on how to use his speed and quickness to his advantage instead of just going 1,000 miles an hour all the time.
Right.
He's very deceptive. He knows when to turn it on, when to turn it off. He's finding his guys. He's trusting in the system, and they're coming together. I mean, they have guys everybody on the court that can score from every position, and they're a very deep team. What you mentioned earlier, I mean, they have people at every position, and they're built from the inside out. And those are the types of teams that go far in the playoffs. It's not a regular season game at that point. And if the situation is right, they really have a chance to beat some people up if given a shot.
Right. Now, if we swing out west, the team that I think the Bulls should have their eye on, because I think they should look to just go through Cleveland. I think they should, but beware. But the team I think is the best matchup in the league for the San Antonio Spurs are the Bulls. I think, excluding the Thunder. The Thunder always give the Spurs a hard time, but they find their way through them. But the team I think that the Spurs are looking at are the Bulls. Out west, do the Spurs repeat? Do they come out of the West?
Yes.
They come out of the West?
Resounding yes.
Resounding yes.
All day.
No doubt. Let me ask you this question. Right now, the Thunder, they're missing the 2 aces. They're about 3-4 games out, still early, which means nothing. They got Russell Westbrook last night. They're probably somewhere in 10. Do they make the playoffs? Thunder make the playoffs?
I believe so, yeah. Because when is KD expected to return? Sometime in the new year?
Yeah, within the next several weeks. He's working out now. He just hasn't got clearance to come back.
Oh yeah, they'll have enough firepower to make it at least to the 8th seed. You know, if not up to 6. I mean, in the West, you got 4 games that separate the 1 through the 8th seed. So it might be a weekend go by and they could jump from the 9th seed to the 6th seed. So it really depends on the way the schedule plays out and who's in front of them. But I think a healthy KD, Westbrook, I think they have enough. They have enough to get through the West, barring injury. Same thing with the Spurs. You never can tell who's going to be hurt, but I think the Spurs have the formula by resting their players and giving them enough time to heal their injuries and to be fresh when it matters the most.
Right. Now, And the exclusive club that I see that where is members only in the NBA is that Mile High Club, and we have a lot of guys out there that can play at an elite level. But the Mile High Club consists of 5 or 6 guys. Who's in your Mile High Club this year?
And NBA you were talking about.
That's it.
LeBron James, Anthony Davis,
Okay.
Stephen Curry.
Stephon Curry. All right.
I'll go LaMarcus Aldridge, and you said 5.
5.
Give me I don't know. Can I just go with the 4?
Okay.
I'm gonna just go with the 4.
Just go with the 4. I'm welcoming Anthony Davis into the Mile High Club too. The skills he has is freakish.
Oh, yeah.
It is freakish. Right here from the South Side, from his hood, Anthony Davis is a top 5 player. A new entry for me again. I'm going with Boogie in Sacramento. The boy got serious game.
DeMarcus Cousins you're talking about.
That's it. DeMarcus Cousins.
All right.
Kang is 1. You know we always talk about we chop with Buttery. He's injured, but he's a top 5 player.
No.
No?
No.
KD, Kevin Durant is not a top 5 player.
He could be if he wanted to be, but until he can get West, I'm gonna keep it. You know what I'm saying? If we were on the phone, it'd be a different thing, man.
Come on, give me real chop.
Until he get Kevin Westbrook in check, I can't give it to him, man, because he's Buttery and literally in crunch time. He's literally Buttery.
Chicago, KD, Kevin Durant, he's not a top 5 player? Yeah. He's a top 5 player. And then I'm going to finish it off. I agree with you with Stephon Curry. Stephon Curry is top 5.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the Kang,
Of course.
Durant,
Yep.
Stephon Curry, and the 2 young Thundercats, Anthony Davis and Boogie,
You
DeMarcus
got
Cousins.
Boogie over LaMarcus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
All right, and I mean on any other day, man, a healthy Kevin Durant, maybe. But I think he got some mental issues that he needs to overcome, and he might need to talk to the owners and the GM a little bit and try to put a harness on his on his Thundercat point guard.
Speaking of point guards, top 5 point guards,
Healthy or not?
healthy or not?
Steph Curry,
Steph Curry,
D Rose.
Rose,
I'll even go Uncle Drew.
Uncle Drew.
I'll go John Wall,
Okay.
and I'll go Rondo.
Rajon Rondo still top 5.
And he flirt with a triple-double. You know what I forgot about Tony Parker? My fault. Tony Parker, he's always overlooked, but come June, he's always in the mix.
Right.
He's always in the mix. But yeah, I like those guys as far as right now, because he's more so in the twilight of his career right now.
Okay. Now where I'm at, my top 5, I'm going with Russell Westbrook first. And the reason why is because of his defense.
Okay.
His decision making is terrible. Terrible.
All right.
But he does so much for that team offensively, and he does more than anybody defensively. So I got Russell Westbrook.
Okay.
I'm a ride or die brother. I'm a ride or die. D Rose is my guy. D Rose is in the top 5. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. In 6 months, we won't even be thinking about none of this. All this noise that we hear about D Rose, we won't even remember that we heard the noise.
Right.
D Rose still top 5. CP3 is top 5. Stephon Curry is top 5. And then my last guy that I'm going to pull in is Damian Lillard
I like him.
of the Trailblazers.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. He's doing his thing, and I think he really made an emergence last year in the playoff. He did his thing.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. And I left out CP3 too. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, he's an elite guy.
I like Tony Parker. I do. But I think that system he's been in, he was born into royalty with Pop Duncan, even David Robinson was still there when he first came in the league. All these other guys, Rose come into the league. He has to carry a city. Tony Parker came in, he had to carry a city. CP3, what would he be like if he was drafted into Pop with Tim Duncan right there, David Robinson? I mean, these guys they got to get their weight up. Tony Parker's never had to carry that weight.
We never know. You know, you can't blame him for his circumstance, Al. You know, I mean, he still puts in the work. I mean, is he a Hall of Famer?
He's a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
He's a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
All right, so we'll just leave it at that.
This was an interesting question. Two guys have had storied careers. No matter how much you love them, how much you hate them, they're storied careers. If you take a look at the careers of Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant, they run parallel together. They both have 5. They both have MVPs. They both have finals MVPs. Who has the better career? TD or the Mamba? Kobe has the star. We know that his star is higher.
Yeah.
But Tim Duncan has everything that Kobe has.
I think you go with TD on this one.
You go with TD?
Yeah, I mean, five ships. He gets you points, boards, and he's a even kill guy. He's gonna give you that every single night, and people want to play with him. That's the thing. So you could actually put other pieces around TD, and they'll still flourish. You know, instead of having one guy telling his teammates to get the F out the way.
You know, Kobe gets a bad rap, and I'm not a Kobe guy. I'm on record.
But see,
I'm not a Kobe guy.
I ride with Kobe.
I know you ride with Kobe. I'm not a Kobe guy, but I love excellence, so I can remove the emotions. The one thing I can appreciate about Kobe is he won a different way. He won 3 with Shaq, 1 way with Phil, and they had to break it down, move all those players out, bring in a new squad, and win it differently. Right. Where there wasn't Shaq there wasn't the Horace Grant. The only common player left over from the 3 with Phil was Derek Fisher. Right. So he takes the young Thundercats and Andrew Bynum. He takes a veteran with Paul Gasol, and he wins differently. And that's not easy at that level.
It's not. And I mean, you know, the thing is, Kobe is arguably the second greatest 2-guard to ever play.
True that.
TD is arguably the best 4-man to play. And I know you got your own opinion about, was he a 4, is he a 5? Okay, but he's listed at the 4. I think he's the best at that. So, you know, to be top 2 in your position, I don't think you lose either way. I mean, I choose either one of those guys to build my team around.
Okay. So we're here in the Chi. We're going to pay a little homage. The 96 Bulls, 72-10 with Rodman, Pip, and MJ.
All right.
Can they get at those 80s Celtics and those 80s Lakers? Do they get them?
Yes. Yes.
Now, both of those squads were stacked. That was the time in the era where the squads were stacked for Magic and Bird.
Michael Jordan, man. Michael Jordan. You can stop right there. Mike wasn't going to take it from nobody. He was going to give it to whoever was on the court. And Rodman could probably stop a semi-truck with his forearm.
Now, but
who was going to score?
Alcindor was going to score. Alcindor always scored.
And who else?
Magic's going to score. Worthy's going to score. Legend. You had the greatest front line with the Celtics with Legend, McHale, and Parrish. Greatest front line. Rodman can't guard them all. You want Bill Whittington to grab with them?
They had a center by committee.
Okay.
You know, so I really think the perimeter defense.
Luke Longley was one of your centers that was going to have to guard Alcindor.
Well, we talking one game, or we talking about
the series? The series.
Yeah, no, I take MJ in the 7-game series over anybody, except maybe Russell.
All right. Much love there. Final take. This year's MVP is who?
It's a toss-up right now between Curry and Davis. I think it depends on which team performs better and who gets, to the playoffs. If Davis can get his team to the playoffs, he has it.
Davis is in the hunt. I'm on record right now that Anthony Davis comes in no worse than 2 in the MVP race. Number 1, is going to the other side of Lake Erie because after January, he's going to another level with it. LeBron James this year's MVP.
Okay.
Anthony Davis right there. Boogie will finish in the top 5.
Where Curry gonna be?
Curry, ooh, he's gonna be right there. He's gonna be right there knocking on the door.
Okay.
So, that's it. This is our NBA segment, the Basement Sports Chop. I'd like to thank my boy, Kenny, True, Howard. We're gonna come back with some real chop with the NFL.